I'm Eric Nason with Newsshooter.com, and I am at NAB 2022 with Ted Sim at the Aputure booth.
How's it going, guys?
And it's great to see you, obviously. It's
Good
been
to
a little
be
bit.
here.
It's been a
Yes,
minute
it's
or
been
two.
a while. Just a wee bit of 3 years of time. Yeah.
So yesterday, we saw at the little event you guys had last night, which was a lot of fun, thank you.
Yeah.
We saw some new technology.
Absolutely.
And we got one of those samples right here. Let's talk about what we got.
So tonight I'm showing it for the first time. We are not announcing it. We are not releasing it, but this real quick is
It works.
the Aputure MT. These are Aputure tubes that we're showing off today. What would an Aputure tube look like? So let's talk real quick about why, actually, I'm not going to talk about why tubes are great. We all know why tubes are great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why tubes kind of suck, okay? Tubes have been around the industry for a while, but we have a couple of problems with them, and we've been researching and actually asking a lot of DPs, what do we need to fix on them? So, number one, we have an exposure problem with a lot of tubes. With tubes, you have two ways that you normally use them. One is you put them in the shop behind the frame, and you want them really, really low exposure, and you want them to look like smooth, clean lines. Number two, you use them out of frame, and you actually use them to light people because they actually act as a soft light as well, too. Problem, though, is that with a lot of tubes, it's one or the other, right? You dim them down low enough, and all of a sudden you start seeing individual pixels on the light. It doesn't look like a smooth bar.
Yeah.
Likewise, if we go behind somebody, we have to work on our pulse wave modulation because on the high end, it can't flicker. It's got to be super duper bright, but on the low end, it's got to be able to dim really, really low so it's in shot, right? If I take this tube and I crank up the intensity on this camera, frankly, it's going to blow it out,
It looks
right?
white, right?
It probably
Right,
looks
Scotty?
white. I don't even see the frame. But when we dim it down, we want both options here. So what do we have here? Number one, we have a tube here that's actually brighter than any other tube on the market. For this size, we've already compared it to the Asteris, we've already compared it to Quasar tubes out there. It already beats in terms of brightness. Now two though, when we dim this tube down, we are talking about a tube that can dim down dimmer than any other tube, and when we dim down to the lowest settings here, already here, you do not see the individual pixels. Now you can actually see something that in frame you can actually see. And I'm already revealing the next feature here that I think a lot of people are asking about, pixel mapping. Yeah. So for a lot of people out there, content creators, for virtual production people, you want pixel mapping to be able to create motion lighting. But then for content creators and for a lot of like the music video people, you want these for effects. So we've got this built in here. And how did we solve that problem with the multiple pixels? Well, one is we have more density of pixels than any other tube on the market. So traditionally, you get 2 foot, 4 foot tubes, they usually have around like 16 pixels. This tube right here actually has 36 pixels jammed into a 1 foot reading. So this is higher resolution than any other pixel on the market. We have higher brightness again than any other tube on the market. And when we're talking about speed and things like that, we got a lot of complaints from people about existing tubes on the market that they don't go fast enough in terms of the effects we want. I want like a laser dot to race around a bunch of tubes. Actually, you can see I have rainbow mode on here right now. I have it at the lowest setting. You don't see the individual pixels. And when I go over here to speed, we can see just how fast I can get this tube to move. And already to do this, what we have to do is we have to increase the refresh rate. You can see just how fast these animations are running.
That's very fast.
Across 36 pixels. So we've doubled the refresh rate of anything else on the market. So super duper fast here as well too. Now this does have a battery built in because again, that's the way that high-end people work. And it's not a big deal for you to be able to, it's not a big deal for you to be able to replace these tubes. We also have magnetic mounting on the back. We've added a bunch of magnetic mounting ports on here, so it's a lot easier to mount than a lot of tubes on the market. But that's pretty much it.
Hey, how long does a battery, I know because that's hard, that's a hard answer question to answer because depending on how you're using them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like roughly how long do you think you get runtime?
I would say on the most power intensive options, we're still looking at approximately 100 minutes, so just shy of 2 hours. So really, really powerful battery life on these. And it does matter via kind of length as well too. But
And now how long does it take to charge?
I don't have that for you right now, actually. And again, this is not an announcement today. This is just to show some of the tech. What I can say though too is that if Aputure did release a tube, which we have here today, which is why we're showing it. This does have wireless DMX built into here already, so if you want to control this via your boards, you can do that. Also, we have Sidus Link built into these as well too, so this light creates a wireless network with all of your MCs, your 120Ds, your 1200Ds, all of your lights create that web of information. Again, your phone will talk to whatever light's closest. And for pixel mapping, I can't show the interface, but for something that's so fun as pixel mapping, that looks so cool, I gotta be honest, pretty much all the options that are on the market right now are so hard to do, so difficult, not intuitive at all. What we built in for Sidus Link, again, if you've played with Sidus Link, you know how user intuitive it is. really excited to show you guys the pixel mapping interface for that as well too. It's all going to work within the same ecosystem.
Fantastic. So the MT Pro, is that the official name?
This is the MT right now. I'm not going to mention anything else about that. There's not an announcement. This is not a release. There's no pricing. We had a choice, honestly. Please be kind to the Newsshooter people as well. Please be kind to the Aputure team as well, because to be completely honest, we didn't have to show this product today, but we just want to show a little bit of the technology that we do have already and a little bit about what's moving forward. Sorry, I have to geek out about one more thing here because this is important to me and I think people don't care, but I gotta say it anyways. A lot of tubes on the market, fat end caps, and when you have like practicals and stuff like that, it's such a problem because you get these like black little edges that are in the frame that don't look great. Look at how thin these little edges are. I know this is like a nerdy thing to geek out about, but it's something that we really care about as far as making sure that when you have this practical on screen, super, super small. So getting those details right and trying to get it right.
All right, so now I'm going to make some assumptions, and you can shake your head left, right, and make circles.
I'm probably not going to answer most of them, but go nuts.
But, I mean, obviously, this is about a 12-inch.
Okay.
So I'm sure there might be maybe longer ones, possibly.
I don't know why he would say that. I cannot confirm nor deny anything about that.
And, you know, obviously, maybe there'll be an availability this year, maybe.
I'm not going to mention anything about that as well, too, but we have working prototypes here that are full force.
So I did that for all you guys out there because, you know, I had to do it. I had to ask the question.
I appreciate that. There's nothing wrong with that, Eric.
Thank you, Ted. Appreciate it.
For sure. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, guys.